Hola everyone, I am Priscilla Oliveras, USA Today bestselling author of contemporary romance with a Latinx flavor, and I am really excited today to share a little bit about Island Affair. It's my latest release, and it is set in Key West, where I lived for my junior high and high school years, so I'm really excited to take readers home with me. In this book, it is a contemporary romance, a beach read, obviously, and it tells the story about what happens when a savvy social media influencer named Sarah Vance is stood up by her loser boyfriend after she has already arrived in Key West for a week-long vacation with her judgmental family. And so that's when Sarah meets Luis Navarro. He is a hunky local firefighter paramedic, and Sarah convinces Luis to step in and pretend to be her boyfriend for the duration of her vacation. So I'm going to read what we like to call the meet cute in romance speak. This is when Luis and Sarah run into each other at the airport. He has just left the fire station there talking to his brother. And so this is right when they're meeting. Luis reached his truck at the same time a beat-up beach cruiser sedan pulled out of the passenger pickup lane. Its engine revved, then backfired. The shotgun sound startled Luis, along with several passengers who ducked for cover. His keys slid from his fingers, clanking onto the asphalt near the rear driver's side tire. He bent down to pick them up, more of his brother's words echoing in his head. "It's time you took a step back from helping others." Screw that. Helping was in Luis's DNA. No, what he needed was to find a way to kill the next 7 days. If not, he'd go out of his mind, reliving the accident his truck had responded to several weeks ago, consumed by the painful memories of another grim car crash the recent one had unearthed. "What do you mean you're not coming? You promised." A woman's harried voice grew louder, her footsteps crunching in the gravel, edging the airport sidewalk in the fire station parking lot. Crouched down behind his King Ranch pickup, Luis spotted a dainty pair of gold sandals and orange-painted toenails standing in front of his vehicle. "Rick, you were supposed to be arriving 30 minutes from now." Several beats passed, punctuated by one sandaled foot tapping on the gravel. "Unbelievable. You can't possibly leave me stranded like this. My parents are expecting both of us, and you know things have been tough for my mother. I just don't see how you could..." This has been on our calendars for..." "You gave your word. That's why I'm upset. How could you do this?" The mounting agitation punctuating the end of the woman's question snagged Luis's attention, even if her apparent distress already hadn't. He moved to stand, let her know the privacy she'd probably sought by stepping away from the other passengers hadn't been achieved. His left knee creaked in protest, and he put a hand on his bumper for support. Blonde head ducked down, cell phone pressed to one ear and a finger plugging the other, the woman faced the building, her back to Luis. A pale peach tube dress draped her slim figure. Cinched at her waist, the material skimmed her slender hips, falling to play peekaboo with a set of shapely calves. "I was counting on you this week. I've already admitted how uneasy it can be for me spending time with my family. They're expecting... I'm not prepared to do this without..." "Because you promised, that's why." Whatever she heard on the other end of the line apparently didn't make her happy. She shook her head vigorously, blonde waves swaying along the top of her pale shoulders. Hopefully she'd packed plenty of sunscreen. If not, her fair skin would burn under the intense Key West sun. Luis edged closer to the front of his truck, intent on getting her attention, stop her from inadvertently revealing more personal information. Maybe offer her some assistance or local information if needed. "Save the excuses. They don't matter. This trip is supposed to help boost my mom's morale after her chemo, not cause more stress. You can't..." "No, I just should have known better than to count on you," she told whoever it was who seemed to have stood her up. "Whatever, Rick. We're done. Vete pa'l carajo." She jabbed her thumb at the tiny screen to disconnect the call, frustration dripping from her throaty groan. Surprised by the blunt "go to hell" spoken in flawless Spanish, Luis was caught off guard when the woman spun on her heel to face him. "Oh," she gasped, eyes wide as she stumbled back a step. I didn't mean to scare you." He held up his hands, palms facing her to signal he meant no harm. I was getting in my vehicle, but couldn't help noticing your distress. You okay? And that is how Luis and Sara meet in Island Affair. So I hope if you're ready to escape to Key West for a virtual vacation, maybe a staycation during this stressful time when we're staying home and being safe and wearing masks, but Island Affair can help you escape to Key West just for a little while. Like I said, it's available in print, on digital if you're an ebook reader, or on audio if you prefer to listen. I hope wherever you are right now listening and watching that you and your loved ones are doing well, and I hope to see you maybe on social media elsewhere. Hasta luego. Adios.